Someone's getting his head taken clean off. Util flying dart. Vanish 1v1. Soxy! Ó, vai passar, dois de lado. Segura o dedo, corner!
Here with Sentinels coach Kaplan, a very kind of back and forth for a while, but you end up taking the map in the end. My question for you is that the boys seemed, happy, but a little more reserved than normal. Obviously, you technically still have playoff chances. It's slim, but they're still there. So what is the vibe right now of the team?
Right now, it's, I think once we got pretty far into the game, they got a little dialed in. It's like, oh, it's a match, we want to win it. But for the most part, it's been very goofy and loose. I've pretty much banned any playoff chance talk from the locker room whatsoever. Hey, if it, rains gold one day, that's great. If we make playoffs, that's great. I don't want to be thinking about that today. I want to go in loose and just have this be a little bit about enjoying being a team and playing our game, which, we've struggled with. And we're trying to just end the split on a good note for us personally.
Well, thank you for, circumventing your ban of playoff talk with me. So best of luck on map 2.
Thank you so much for that, Elizabeth. So Sentinels, they're going to be up right now in the series 1-0 for 13-5 victory on their map pick of Split. And, I think that if there's one thing that we could take away from that one is we're starting to see, the form, right, begin to click a little bit more for Sentinels, especially for the dynamic duo of Tens and Zek and Baby Bay.
Yeah, and we got to see that in a round where, they were taking A ramp control, and we're going to play shortly right here. Tens does the classic Omen TP on the top, and yeah, it looked like a whiff from Havoc, but even if he gets the kill on Tyson, I mean, Zekin's gonna get the trade no matter what here. Someone is, right? So it's just this clean stuff where it's just chaos and taking the initial space, and they thrive off of that.
Yeah, and I feel like those little microplays are what were so important to Sentinels' run and an eventual win at Madrid. It wasn't just preset strats, it wasn't just John QT, it was guys like that, like Tens, like Zek, and in particular that duo, going and getting these opening kills. In the late round, going for proactive setups together, and it was hitting again in this match. Together they were 10-3 in first kill, first death between Tens and Zek.
Impressive stuff there. Yeah, for real. And I think that is something that they're going to need to continue to lean on, especially if they, want to have hopes for the playoffs, if they just want to try and end this game in a clean manner.
I love what we've heard from the team and from Kaplan, that they don't care about playoffs. I think it would be irresponsible to go in caring about playoffs and being like, we need a 13-2 them, we need to put all this pressure on themselves. What this team needs is a little bit of time to kind of let the pressure off a little bit, play a game, and recoup for stage 2. And if they make the playoffs, sick.
Yeah, and
is that cope? I feel like
no, it's not cope at all. It's not cope at all. And on top of that, I mean, it's kind of a confidence booster of a game, especially when you're winning 13-5. For FURIA, I mean, again, they got ecoed. It's like, this is like the things that just set them apart from the other teams. And when they get ecoed like this, they can't recover, and that's what we saw in this match as well, which is, it's kind of sad to see if you're
yeah, it's a heartbreaking, but at the same time, though, I think that again, if you're FURIA in this instance, you're kind of running with that same mentality. You just got to vibe out. You just got to do what you have to do. Now you have your map pick of Icebox coming up here. This is a map that you have found success in the past. You knew the split was going to be difficult, so this is where perhaps you have that opening there. As a matter of fact, let's actually go ahead and hear from the FURIA coach as we get ready for map number 2, as we get ready for Icebox. Let's take a listen.
Here with Coach Coy of FURIA. A loss, but still a pretty strong showing from FURIA. Now, you have been eliminated from playoffs. Every win counts, but what is your goal at the moment?
Cara, assim, a gente sabe que não tem mais chance, mas a gente tá dando a vida, porque a gente sabe que esse ponto lá na frente pode fazer muita diferença. Então, cara, a gente quer ganhar a qualquer custo.
Yeah, we know we don't have any chance anymore in the playoffs, but any point counts. So we are here ready to give our lives for it.
Well, best of luck.
Well, they're going to be giving their life for the frozen tundra of Icebox as we get ready for map 2 coming up in just a second here. So, yeah, I mean, look, they know what's going on here, right? There's no surprise. You don't have to beat around the bush and, act like roses and sunshines here, right? It's this is a situation they find themselves in. But they have a chance to play spoiler, and on top of that, they're going to, at the very least, comfortable territory here in Icebox Meme.
Yeah, they've been playing what is kind of becoming the meta comp with this KO Gecko, and I think it was a really good implementation. It's one of their 2 map wins in this season, and I think it is one where we're seeing some more confidence, some actual really good ideas built around the KO Gecko, especially around the way that they're playing their retakes. It's a solid map for FURIA, and it's been a weak point for Sen.
Yeah, the cool thing that I'm looking forward to on the Sentinel side of things is the fact that I saw adaptations already made on Split. They did really cool things in the post plan, especially around that A site where they were doing these really aggro pushes into screens, and there was layers with it. There was like a Viper orb that they picked up, threw it again deeper into CT, and just a different look. And I think that they have a chance now to practice more on a map like Icebox, which is definitely one of their weaker maps. So I'm looking forward to this map for Sentinels, as well as FURIA. I think this is going to be a really good map.
Yeah, and I'm again liking this approach, leaving that Icebox open, being willing to play into this map, taking some of that pressure off, and showing some of the kind of deeper areas of their map pool. Because, well, okay, that's a change.
So, well, goodbye, KO.
I mean, if we're talking about coming out and just playing for confidence and doing your damnedest.
You insta-lock Reyna.
Yeah. If there's a guy to cope that he's gonna own on Reyna, it's MW. This dude has always been sick. When people have critiqued FURIA, the critique has so often been that it's MW and friends. Let him loose.
And I want to see what this Sova Gecko combination could potentially cook up here, right? You know, maybe give yourself a little bit more of an opening.
runs that, and it's also pretty good, I think.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think this is what this comp is run by. This Reyna comp is run by Crew, so maybe that's the inspiration. Just hopefully try to go in wild with the 1-2 punch, but the difference maker is that Crew has Heat and Kesnet, which in this case of FURIA, I mean, it could be MW and Havoc, so this could be really good for them.
For Sentinels, if they lose this map, they're guaranteed out of playoffs. They win here, they keep that round diff up, there's still a chance.
Oh, there's still a chance. All right, well, let's see how this whole thing is going to settle as we send it back over to Riv and Vance for map number 2. Look at that crowd.
Yes, there's still a chance for the Sentinels, but there's also a chance now for FURIA to eliminate the chances of Sentinels as they're coming out with a hot new comp going on to Icebox, their map pick. So yes, a little variation of what you saw, a little bit of a Crew thing that Baby Bay was talking about, but the difference here is you don't have that KO going into your composition. There's still a Sova that's being used instead, but that could be very good for the type of retakes here against the Sentinels type of playstyle.
They're cooking. That's exactly what Baby Bay wanted. Whether or not there are too many cooks in the kitchen is what we have to figure out. Is this going to work for FURIA? Or are they going to get kind of strangled out by what Sentinels wants to do, what Sentinels start doing, and then you have no control over the game again, as we saw there on Split. We are getting started on this one, though. It's Icebox. It's map 2. FURIA's chance here to kick back as Sentinels. They're going to start on attack. Ghosts pretty much all around, except for that Sheriff that we see in the Classic. And they just slow play it. 2 towards A here to see if there's a push up after Orb, to see if there's any kind of control towards A. And they're feeling this out with a drone.
Poison's off. And all this is to try to force Sentinels to peek out towards the A side where Khalil's working the Sheriff. Dizzy also being thrown, a recon dart. They're pulling out the defensive side, and look at that push coming out from NW0. They almost lost players in the process of trying to fall back. The Sentinels are trying to fight and push forward from Yellow. A quick flash, a double flash coming through. Okay, gets the pick, but NW0 with that lurk opens it up on the A side where Celtics is right there for the backstab.
They have to have this middle control here. Sentinels, if you look at the mini-map, this turret's firing into the top side of the tube, but they have to keep it middle, and Zelsis being there has been a huge boon already. Ready to retake from screens now once they get John Cutie here. And they'll have that flash from 10. No, they will not have the flash from 10s to enter the site from screens as usual.
Nosware, though, trying to hold down that spike. A 3v3, damage players across the board, but FURIA are lighting up the scoreboard. John Cutie alone with the Sheriff, but body shots all aplenty with Nosware and Khalil with 1 shot each. But it's Conan plenty all Bangle at the bottom at screens, and a piss around in favor of the Brazilian side.
After seeing both MW Zera and Khalil over at A, I was wondering if that would be a pullback strat. You had the initiator, everything at B, it seemed pretty heavy, like they were gonna take it. But the pivot here was so good, even losing a few on the way over. Really nice job being able to collect a site again. And we were not seeing that from FURIA on the first map. They were playing more reactive than proactive, and they've just flipped a little bit of a switch. Whether or not it continues, that's the question, and Sentinels are going to be hungry come this bonus round. So set up towards A, spikes down, very reluctant right now, or in their own mind, safe to not push, thinking Sentinels may try to get that extremity control, and that would be FURIA's first kill. So all quiet to start.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the one here for FURIA. They have players watching out towards the spawn. You can see all the angles being watched. Turret now spots a player on the top of the A tower. That's Saucy to break it. Now will potentially force FURIA to be active around the map now, as you see nothing towards middle, nothing towards B main. Yet they still want to commit towards the A side with turrets. Saw contact.
And they're just keeping a whole pile right here. You see 10 sitting back a little bit, coming with the flash, double flash, impossible to dodge, and almost what they needed.
They wanted to get that orb. At least they got it, but Khalil also gets 3 to his name with that Bulldog. 10's now finally spotted by Khalil, also spotted by the recon dart. No damage being done. That's Noswer picking up the kill. And a plant coming down from FURIA. That's a little bit easy here. I mean, I like it. You're switching over here for Khalil to get that plant as well. So they activate this lockdown on their half.
I mean, FURIA needs to be ready for that. And they capitalize beautifully. They have basically the same composition in what is going to be a Lear going up and then Dizzy. So they're waiting. Where's the flash? Where's the Dizzy? It's going to be followed by 10's flash as well. So really nice patience from FURIA to make sure they didn't get caught by that. Very easy to wait to get thrifty here by Sentinels.
And also the responsibility to break that Dizzy right away so that it doesn't get good value behind 10's flash.
Yep.
Then allows here FURIA to get all these kills for Khalil to also get the 4th in a round. Only 3 away to get the lockdown now, but FURIA have a clean round. A flawless coming in their favor.
All right. Since you got a few buys in there, low armor here for Sen. See if they feel comfortable in positioning. They will keep their flashes towards A as we rewatch these frags. Clean pickups all around. And a lot of alt orbs right now to Khalil. So those 4 kills bringing up a lot. They have lockdown as well. They need to keep Sentinels out of sight. A lot of options that FURIA did not have last map.
Definitely working towards that. Oh, but unfortunately, as they heard the tap on that orb, Khalil was trying to go for that pick. At least he'll score that ult orb in the next round. Now FURIA trying to push back out towards that B main. Recon dart, Dizzy, not really spotting anybody yet. John Cutie's playing out in the open as he didn't get tagged by that recon. Sees a jump across, 10's with the support. Players are falling down for FURIA.
1 enemy remaining.
Easy hold for Sentinels in the end. Nas were the last man standing. A flawless answer right back by the Sentinels.
Interesting. FURIA go for the fight wall there too. They just try to block off vertically the right side of the site instead of going diagonally across it, being able to deny Nest and Snowman, as we see right here in your mini-map as it comes up. So the previous wall going straight across the site did not benefit them, but I mean, that's what they had to play. That's what they were behind on. Sentinels were just able to punish so hard on the gun diff. But interesting round to choose to not use that safety wall for take. All right, back towards A.
Gonna spot a lot.
Oh, Vance.
No Lear to come through. A Dizzy's thrown. And Sentinels forced to fall back, so it works out at least on that end. Zekin pushing forward. First blood in the round. A trade. Oh, a dismiss. Molly into the corner, forcing them out. Noswer trying to push forward, but 10's is there for the support. And he gets 2!
1 enemy remaining.
As Khalil also falls in the end. Conan was trying to get that lurk on that VCT or activate something. But he's going to be alone now against the 4 remaining players of Sentinels, spiked down out in the open. Too far away for Conan to pick it up. He's just trying to at least isolate some players against Sentinels.
I feel like FURIA got caught in that I think I can mentality. We saw MW0 get pushed out. Nasra, I can save you, I think I can, but they hadn't gained any information on how many people were on the other side of the maze there, just on the other side of pipes. So they just started falling one by one. It's Sentinels is causing chaos in the FURIA camp in those strats. Honestly, pushing up so far, first death on belt, death in mid. It's just they were falling across the map before they got in.
And Sentinels, you could see that they're being very cautious here. Out of the range for the turret, pulls it back, so understanding that, they're now grouping up, watching out towards the screens, waiting for that to reactivate. As you currently see here on the screen of Zelsis. But they're doing their due diligence to make sure that they don't get backstabbed here by Conan. And as Conan makes it inside kitchen with no turret there, he's just going to wait here for the round to end. And Sentinels will be able to tie up this game so far.
Okay, so what we've seen from Sentinels a lot is a push straight through. They go really hard, they go 0 point, even a flash, a push, trying to get a kill on somebody with the utility of Killjoy over on the other side. So if it is B, they slow retake, they deny, they delay, and they still have positioning, even with this death ball starting at A all the time and one by Zelsis or one look by Zelsis in mid. I don't know if they'll start to change it up if FURIA gets privy to that knowledge. So far, it's just been flash on flash as they try to take A here, but it does look like they'll split it up as we watch the replay.
One enemy.
Go spawn. Dose. Okay, listen. I want to op next round and just go for the lower peak.
Okay.
Good info. Let's see it, Zekin.
Currently has that now towards the A side. Taking control of pipes, now watching towards A main. But the pressure from FURIA is coming towards this B side. Owl drone to allow here the attack side to scale up. Alarm bot's got to be what's going to help Sentinels here. Zelsis has a nanoswarm just behind it. There's that noise being made. Nanoswarm coming through. A Dizzy. It turns away, dodges all the bullets, and answers it onto MW0. Delays even more with the second nanoswarm. Snake bites all around, and it's just dancing and survives it so far.
Oh, they get Zel. Oh, Zel's is super low on chip damage there. Keeps himself alive, and he can keep giving audio cues over here to the right side. Nice one-way denial. More slowing down FURIA.
I was going to say, it was a good idea there that Zelsis stayed alive so the turret gets that information. He gets picked off, but at least his teammates were there to help. We mentioned the amount of rounds and the amount of kills that Khalil was getting now activates the lockdown. Clearing the space now for the attack side of FURIA to try to get this plant through. There's that timing, though. Beautiful orb being placed and delayed from John Cutie, allowing Tens to get this pick. Spike now down. 2 players left alive. 23 seconds left. And again, the time plaguing against FURIA on how they're trying to fight the site or fight the map on their attack side. And continues to reign here on this icebox map. With 10 seconds left, you have no choice once again but to try to save.
Easy.
It looked very easy for sure.
All quiet. Just hearing the ambiance of the environment. Exactly what they want. And that, it's not spelling good things right now for FURIA. They can't find a way in. They're, well, rightfully respecting the utility that Sentinels is using. With your composition, you should be able to fight through that. With the Sova, if the smoke comes up, you have your drone, you have your dart. They're getting B main for free in that area. And it's almost like FURIA's utility is being used before they need it. All that space is pretty much free right now. Sentinels isn't trying to push up B. They're playing delay retake B. They're pushing up on A all the time. And I think FURIA is having a hard time collecting the state of the game, understanding what they want to do. And we saw it last game where they were, you know, even seeking out John Cutie, knowing it was the soft site to hit. They don't really have that option anymore. The soft site's just a bunch of delay, and Sentinels will be there. So what's next? What can FURIA do? They're facing an op. You can avoid the op. We haven't seen mid pressure. They might look to focus that a little bit because they haven't really tested Zelsis too much. He's been controlling a lot of the flank or the lurk. So get a bit more in the mid, split where the op might be, and then start to work the map once you know you have numbers on your side and you have somebody in the middle to let you know of the rotations. FURIA's doing a lot with a little info right now, and it's causing them trouble.
You definitely see here they're trying to get this orb on middle. Zekin's trying to walk down now with the operator, but it's getting pinged out here on the attack. So FURIA has some sort of sense. Maybe it's a ping also to say, hey, we found some success of lurking into pipes late into kitchen. We might be able to do that into the late rounds, or they're looking to do this early. 2 players now sitting up in that area. Easy.
The off goes
for
mid.
Zekin. And then W0 trying to answer back. And that Zekin jumping up on the windowsill and gets an easy pick. And a third one right there. Oh, to Nas, where spiked down, picked up, and instantly there. Difficult for FURIA to get anything done in this 6th round. Turret now spots the player. Zelsis sees here the backpack of Khalil. Wingman's trying to move forward to at least get the plant down. Tens is there to support. Spike down for a second time. Khalil made some noise, and that is probably the end of the round. Very, very soon here. When Second called a couple of rounds ago that he wanted to op, he definitely wants to op.
I kind of want to op. And now he's got knives online. Yeah, let's take a moment to actually think what happened, right? That was the timeout. And Sentinels as well get their own timeout. They get the call. It sounded like, what haven't FURIA done yet? What are they going to try to do to get around us? Well, I don't know, maybe mid. They're trying to avoid the op. So op goes mid, op gets 2. Zekken starts off immediately with what FURIA do not want to see. That's ridiculous how Sentinels are getting these reads. They did it again, or they did it as well on Icebox, and they do it, or Split rather, and they do it again on Icebox. Words are hard. Here towards A, they're gonna keep 5 there. And Tens already knows there's a bit of pressure coming, and they go back to position. Look again, these flashes together, delay on both sides, whether they need safety or they need to go forward.
And you talked about FURIA needing to add a little bit more tempo on Split, especially when they're playing double duelists. It did a perfect job on that pistol round, but it's been slow since that pistol. Playing more defaults, getting picked off this time on a lower buy. You see that tempo moving out once again, and it's actually a good in favor of FURIA in his pulse plan. NW0 has his Empress popped, and he could just play here towards his back of the site. Breaks the Dizzy. They also have the Hunter's Fury towards the end to try to delay even more. They just can't lose the numbers in the process. 2 snake bites at the ready too. But outside of that range, you can't activate that Hunter's Fury. Zekken pushing forward, but this gives a chance here for the defuse to come through.
Oh my gosh. Are those the vibes Kaplan was talking about? And you don't do that unless you're feeling really good. You're feeling like everyone's behind you and you're just laughing your way through those frags. Let's see it again. Just entering back into the site. Ten's already putting up 2. Making it look easy.
Let's go. Be honest, let me be again.
Same thing, same thing.
Okay.
They want a Viper now. It's harder to give the site.
Same thing. Same thing. They're only that easy in ranked games. Just win again. Do it. Just do it. Get a 4K, get a 2K. Operator high on yellow.
Look how it's quick. They have a Thrash to work with too, so once again, FURIA looking at tempo towards the A side, trying to push the defenders back. And Sentinels looks like they're identifying that. There's that Wingman moving forward to try to clear out towards the right side, and there's that Thrash to clear towards the back. It'll actually detain Zelsis in the process and give a chance here for this plant to come towards Jenny. Again, Hunter's Fury at the ready that they could play it more passively for FURIA, and no command this time from Tens to stop it.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's Zelsis with the lockdown on the defensive side. And look at FURIA, they want to stay back. I mean, they have Util to work with, they have the Hunter's Fury, there is the lineups, and that's just going to delay even more. Protect Nosworth, protect the VIP, and there's that Hunter's Fury to come out. Cancels that, the defuse. Conan playing on the top, connects onto Zelsis. And that might be it right there.
There's a lot of time.
Not even halfway. Zekken gets that pick. It's now at half. The picks are coming through.
All right.
And there you go. Zekken saving his operator. And FURIA gets the round.
Yeah, definitely have to get out with the op. FURIA come through, hitting hard. We saw a round just like this, or like that on Split, where it was actually the ultimate coming in from Havoc, right? He went in with the showstopper, had the showstopper a Cypher trap off himself, but it was the power of the strategy that they were using to get the space from Sentinels, to push Sentinels off, and we continue to see Sentinels play, oh, everybody out, we need as many people on the retake. Don't even try to go for the one and done. And I think that's one thing that we've been missing from Sen is they were losing members on takes. They were getting timed out of position. And here, as they come back as the collective each time, it just looks like they smother FURIA. But last round was different. FURIA gaining some life. Now they work the map a little slower. They did drone out, actually.
Yeah, they did.
They've been starting that since almost the first round to keep it consistent.
At the same time, you see this change from the Sova. That's different here from that crew line that the Baby B was talking about too, is not only to scale out towards that B side, but the shock darts are also being used towards the both line lineups. And Zekken is not trying to give a chance here for FURIA to scale up towards this A side. Does get a wall bang onto Khalil, who's low on HP, but that wingman is still going for that planet generator. Denied now by Sentinels towards that back of the side. Nice split from Zekken to headshot Havoc. Now a counter coming through, women coming out on the defensive side, trying to stun some players as Sentinels are trying to move back towards that site. There's a temp of a plant from Conan. Nobody's watching that line. An easy kill for TenZ. Underhand flash being thrown. A second peek. Now spotting Nosler on the left side of 410. Snake bite to the Laven Moore. The clock is dwindling down. And now it forces MW0 to try to make a play. And all of FURIA also are trying to make a play as they get denied once again by the Sentinels.
All this utility moved up on B, allowing Sentinels to rotate much sooner. Much more control, and for FURIA, kind of a question mark. Going into plant, the deny from Sentinels keeps coming in, and we saw nobody from FURIA actually break back sight underneath the catwalk, and they're still planning dangerous. They're still planning rope side, and that's wild to think that you can maybe squeak that in when the game is this close.
100. Nice, boys.
Another round for Sen, 63. They pull it right back in their favor, and that's going to make money tough for the side of FURIA as they go right back down to 1,900 credits to purchase with. Now FURIA, if they move up on it, they'll finally see that they'll be meeting a little bit earlier util. It's not just plant denial, it's site take denial.
There's that top mid control.
Toxins going up.
That FURIA has identified a little bit when Conan was able to slip through twice, but not this time around. TenZ rotated back from Boiler with the underhand flash to get the easy pick.
Good lurk here. Does MW0 cause havoc, or is it just Sentinels?
I mean, as you have a good lurk on the top of Boiler,
nope.
Sentinels are still pressing in both extremities, and you scale these X's across the board. Everybody trying to force any type of rotate and try to get a backstab kill here for the attack side, but it's been fully denied at this lower buy they currently have here for FURIA. Nosler at least has a spike on his back still. You see the economy on the side of Sentinels. Everything's still looking very good on their first half. TenZ now spawning the top. They're dancing, but TenZ wins the tango.
Everybody's taking a little bit to calibrate their shots today. It's all right. It's all right. It's a Friday, right? We're usually not on Fridays. We're usually not, you know? It's the relaxed day. 7-3 here as FURIA are going to call the timeout. Remember, Sentinels read FURIA's play like a book last time we had this. And we were talking about how Sentinels was pushing out of A. They were keeping that B control to backside anchored in.
I think this is fine.
I think I found my new spot. When I have orb.
Vibing. Just looking at him. It's like, you know what's going on now? We're just winning. Sounds good. But yeah, all those pushes in FURIA tried a mid-strat. That mid-strat was shut down by a double kill on Zekin's operator. So now, what do FURIA do? A has worked. Usually when they can crash it with ults, Conan does have his, and if they can push Sentinels off orb right away and find Zekin not on generator to start, they have lockdown on Khalil, whether that comes from plant or the orb grab if it's in time. So there's an option on this one. The 7-5 is very much so on the boards here for FURIA and the purchase and the way they can go. They get 2,900 credits if they lose this one, so low by next round. They got to make this one count. They got to snap through that operator. It's going to be the 3 that we've expected from Sentinels defense on A, and it does look like they're going to try to pursue that alt orb and get this alt down on site for Conan.
Yeah, that's been their winning conditions that we've also seen on Split, where when they have alts activated, it's been working out for round conversions. So yes, if they're trying here for FURIA this round to try to get this orb, there's already oppositions coming through. TenZ's knife, rather.
Takes it.
Yep.
He says, mine.
Because the knife actually didn't spawn anybody, it gives him a chance to get that timing to pick it up, and also has the support of 2 other players to make sure here that FURIA cannot get the lockdown for Khalil.
Mid on double watch by Zelsis. John Cutie just able to lurk over when he needs, grabbing info from the team. And they have not faked. FURIA have not faked a lot, so Sentinels are going to read this and play into it.
Even gets a pick before the lyric came out. So denying MW0 once again. Null come in out from TenZ. Spike denied on the other end from Saucy, anchoring towards the back of the site to get 1 pick at the same time. TenZ now with full support. Crossfires also being set up by the Sentinels, and FURIA cannot move forward as TenZ picks up 2 in the round. Again, another one of those moments. 1 versus 4, 1 versus 5, 1 versus anything is not working out for FURIA towards the final moments of these rounds.
The timing for Sentinels there, I don't even think they got the full team over. Usually the comms are like, okay, wait, yeah, full retake. The 3 members on site started retaking against the full force of FURIA there. That was incredible. Zekin to start him off, obviously dwindling the numbers, but yeah, staying in sight. I mean, FURIA didn't take back sight anytime they've gone A.
That's my guy.
So why not hold it? Why not guard it? It's just a brick wall right now. FURIA cannot get through. Again, towards A, though. It seems to be the most space that they're getting, and they're taking anything at this moment.
And they just want to play the distance. 5 Guardians working together now on the attack side. Hoping to get this pick. Any trade against Zekin. He gets grouped up. Is just going to wait it out.
Should run.
There's that lockdown that we talked about here. That it was lost in that previous round. Wasn't capitalized by Khalil. Now they have an opportunity to take sight. But there's a corner out in the open. This might be an opportunity for Zekin to get a one and done. Fully flash and fully gets the pick. Now detained, but has no support from his teammates. Everett was already pivoting towards his B side, so the second will fall. Platt comes in, and here's the pit for the attack.
And what do they have? The wingman can get in. Dizzy, if they do that double, flash towards the backside. You can get Viper's bites to displace and make sure you know where people aren't standing in. A lot of options, but FURIA have good ground right now. And Molly's on the spike.
Even a recon dart coming out on the attack. Does not get any pings. Havoc playing forward, but again, it's Guardians for FURIA. Underhand flash. John Cutie picks up the pick. Trying to get the spray inside of that pit. Noswor's down to 5 HP. Conan trying to stay alive just at the edge of his pit. There's that defuse coming in. It gets denied by Noswar. Pit now comes down. Players are also falling on the other end. But there is potentially no time left here for the defuse. It will not happen. FURIA will get round number 4.
That's the delay they needed. The ultimates coming online means FURIA can squeak in just enough, give Sentinels just enough trouble to delay that spike and give themselves what really helps, especially if they can't grab a pistol. They were able to get second half pistol on split, but Sentinels seem so hungry right now, and the way that they're getting these frags too is just, you can't question it.
You see the vibes too, right? Putting second alone, getting a pick, and then you know what? It's okay if you die. The rest of the team could come back and try to work together. Nonetheless, they still get 8 rounds in their favor for the Sentinels in the end. So with that, though, let's toss it down to the floor where Elizabeth is standing by with Sasi's biggest supporter.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm here with Sasi's wife, Sophie. You've been together for 6 years, married for 2. What is the best part about being married to Sasi?
I think he's amazing. He's such a great person. I don't know. He's perfect. Yeah.
Okay. W-wife. 360. What is the hardest part about being married to Sasi?
Okay, I think like the routine is crazy because they train a lot, they practice a lot. So yeah, I think the worst and best part of it, because you know, seeing they winning is good, but it's intense.
How long do they practice a day?
I think 11 to 6:30, 7. Yeah.
Oof. Okay. What is the most unexpected part about being married to a professional player?
Probably seeing they winning and all of this. Yeah. This is crazy. This is crazy.
How does it feel to see all these people out here supporting your husband?
It's amazing. Yeah, it's perfect. I love it. Yeah. They're so careful. Yeah.
Yes. Now, a little bit more specific to right now, there's been a lot of talk about the possible burnout Sentinels are feeling. In your perspective, how is your husband feeling?
I think he's feeling good, but being in a world championship like takes a lot, you know? Yeah, so I think that's it. They win, so they probably like are a little bit tired after all of this, but it's good, you know? They're gonna get it.
They're gonna get it. Simple as that. Well, thank you so much, Sophie. W-wife, as always. And casters, it is back to you. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And indeed, you can definitely hear that the schedule's been quite long for the Sentinels to practice to make it to the top. But at least they've got Masters 1, Masters Madrid under their belt. And again, a 1% chance to make it into playoffs here at stage 1 of the VCTs. And I mean, if Liquid has done it at 3%, maybe Sentinels could do it at 1, right?
All right, let's see if the percentages can manifest the victory. All towards A here for Sen to start, and they are meeting just about the same thing they put on defense. The double flash, ready to defend, and FURIA is not moving.
They're just winning off the util. Havoc now finally finding the time to push forward. Scoring, answering first, continuing the frags are FURIA. As we're seeing a reverse scenario of the first half. 2 players left alive, make that only 1. Celsius against a full roster. trying to hold it out here on the top of the A tower.
50
that nest.
50 bundles if he clutches.
I mean, you're paid, not me.
No. Nah, that was just an overall to the universe.
At least he'll get the backstab now. Double headshot onto MW0, and that will also activate FURIA to swarm around. He's contained now towards the nest is Zelsis. And there comes the wall bangs. Shock darts, he's trying to save his utility.
Ooh.
Which is actually a good thing to do now. Trying to save these into the later rounds. Isolate another kill, but Havoc wins it.
Close. Saving it. Just kidding. Great round. MW0 does go down, but FURIA very happy was able to keep 4 there. Throw the pistol around if they need to. MW0 is just saying, I'm grabbing a Guardian no matter what. And yeah, FURIA to stay on pipes, to wait there. I mean, you have that many flashes, you have the util to use right, it's almost impossible to get by, and that's the confidence they were standing there with, that they would back each other up. It means a lot.
Dream big, make it
Help
happen.
hit that aim. All right, Bulldogs, Guardians, keeping it long range. Just a lurk here coming in from Zelsis at this point.
Yeah, definitely also in long-range positions, not trying to press forward now and get early map control for FURIA. They're just being more active and proactive around the map. 2 players already rotating out, playing more passively towards Boiler. That's Noswer, and Havoc rotating over on the B side to support. Alarm bot will allow FURIA to start unleashing a util and also unleashing the shots. There's that first, but Tenz is right there. Answers right back, and Khalil also getting gooped up. 2 players getting gooped up, but they also got 2 kills in the process, so that will not allow Saucy to move forward to get the plant.
FURIA almost have this site. It's actually just been MW0. FURIA rotated pretty quick here to get into the protocol they wanted there onto B, so they know what they want to do. They have ideas in mind here for exactly what they're seeing from Sentinels. And this one I like. FURIA playing it safe, not playing dangerous. This is kind of reminiscent of what Sentinels would do on split defense that we just watched.
30 seconds left.
If FURIA got into positions that Sen didn't know, it was just pause the defense, wait till we know, and now you see. We're going to see FURIA get the move back over. May still be a plant.
Placing swarm
Guaranteed
grenade.
plant now with a pick. Nanostorm now finally being used in the second round to try to delay even more, but this is actually not bad for Sentinels on an early 2 versus 5. Or 2 versus 4, rather, able to pick up an orb, getting a plant.
Remaining.
And then Saucy will continue to guarantee get another orb here if they're going to get swarmed down. He's trying to swing out to get these picks. And there you go. Diffuse comes in for FURIA, but also, at least for Sentinel side, they're getting closer to this thrash.
All right, this is where Sentinels actually hit back. They grabbed this second round away from FURIA, and the momentum could not be gained. We have a different story. We have FURIA's map. And we'll have to see what they have on the defensive side. They still, again, put this 3-ball towards A. I think we can expect that all the time. Nicely defending B here with a quick rotation. And yeah. Calm retakes, cool and collected as they get themselves into this 3rd round here. It's going to be a tough bonus. The Sheriff's there, but it should be around the... If Sentinels grab, FURIA should be able to come back on this. Pressure towards A main already. So I like what FURIA is doing. They played Sentinels game all split. Now they have to make Sentinels play their game. Nice positioning in Nest. You're going to see MW0 and Havoc draw the attention. And the idea is hopefully they don't look at Conan. Fingers crossed for FURIA.
Be a leader also with a Dizzy if needed now to hold it back. And there's that first contact.
Oh, they just missed him.
There's that jump.
Oh, okay.
Cutie definitely does see him. And that's the first blood scoring and a second one for Sentinels. That stack now dwindling down for FURIA, but a nice actually hold by FURIA towards the end as MW0 gets that pick with the Sheriff. A thrifty in the sights of FURIA as MW0 gets 3 in the round.
MW0 absolutely monster mode to take this round away from Sentinels. Full Vandals across the board. There was a gun diff in every angle in FURIA. Absolutely monstrous round. Able to pull that back to 8-7 here. Control 3, control the bonus. Crazy stuff coming out of them right now. All right, round 16. We set up, still a few buys here. Just a little bit less, obviously, from Sentinels. Now that loss came through. And Furia's playing up close. I wonder if they wanted that. Obviously want Orb, but they've been playing up close every time to keep that consistency for Sentinels, to know there is pressure.
Thankfully here, Sentinels still are able to muster out a pretty decent buy. Has Shields pushing forward, tempering up towards his A side. Khalil, though, scores first from the screens up towards the A tower. 10s falls. Planned attempt it, which allows potentially a Thrash to come out, but it's a Thrash on the defensive side that comes out. Does get a contact. Khalil gets the pick up his second. John Cuty's trying to do whatever he can. As Zelsis also denies the flanker. You're going to be fine in this corner, but you are dwindling down on HP. This gives a chance here for Sentinels to just reset. There's not too much util left. There's a mosh pit available for Saucy if they want to try to flush some players out. And Zelsis also has his nanoswarms. Gets a first one on the top of the balcony. Crossfire picks it up, but that's a beautiful pit. In the end, the Konex towards the back of the side, it's traded out. Havoc now alone, but the spike is still out in the open of the A side. With that pick, you allow the Thrash to try to get some information. And Havoc's able to squeeze through. You won't see him, and finally to do so, tries to dodge away and crouches away towards the back of the site. 35 HP left. You hear the drop, the run forward. There's that first, but John Cuty's there to save the round for Sentinels.
Oh my God, had he not broken the crosshair with that jump, I think Havoc could have pulled that one off. You can see what's going into these plays, the thought process at the last second to make them count. And it is needed for sure. 9-7 here after 3 straight rounds in the second half. Sentinels finally are able to put one on the board. What a trade there from the IGL, John Cuty. And we have guns still on the board. Armor is going to be just about the same. No diffs really to be had here. If you look at it, it's going to be a lockdown for Zelsis and MWZera's ultimate and Empress if they're feeling like they want to cook this round. So Sen have gone A. A little pressure towards B the one round, but really a focus on A here to see if they can break this defense.
You want it potentially here, NWZero activate on a map like Icebox he just did on that bonus round. Now has Empress ready, holding it on the top of the screens. Has support there from Havoc just under him. And for Sentinels, they're just trying to see if anybody's going to try to push forward right now. Everybody's holding back towards that spawn. Zelsis has a lockdown to work with. They'll probably start activating a little bit more here once that timer goes under this minute here. Zelsis still trying to scout it out.
One hit.
Won't see anything yet. That gives a chance for the lockdown to come through. Zekin's trying to lean out towards his B main. Almost got caught there. Now with a knife out, an easy one, maybe, but no! Zekin scores the opener. Lockdown to try to push the players back. The rotates from Sentinel towards B. But with the lockdown, it also pushed away FURIA for faster rotate. Confirmed now by Havoc as he sees 3 players cross. Zekin still has to try to create and gain that space. Trying to spam across. Plant now attempted down by Sasi's wingman. Underhand flash, beautiful by 10. Trying to capitalize on the kill and wins it.
Gosh.
No trades coming out from MWZero as he gets denied on the top of B heaven by Zekin. Last 2 players spot in the back of a Snowman. Snake bite to flush him out, but Khalil lands 2 nice shots. Wall bangs. Tense. Actually wanted to try to convert those kills. Decides to play the numbers with the rest of his teammates. But you are heavily damaged right now for FURIA, trying to work back the map.
Oh, Zeus is just creating trouble, trying to get noticed by the turret up in kitchen, so now they got to worry about what's behind them.
Molly also being thrown as the players are pushing forward, but you see the delays coming through. Nanoswarms already came out, and there's Zelsis hearing the back pedal, and he's trying to cut the rotate out towards the kitchen. It's going to be a freebie. There's that first, turns around for the other one, but looks like Nasworld will be able to stay alive. Somehow Zelsis snuck through, but a turret actually didn't even see him.
Now, really, really cool there when he went through. Maybe it went offline for a second, or maybe he just said, I'm going through. But Zelsis turned around, and like part of that when they were losing the round, and you just see him booking for 2. He's like, no, I got to reposition. Really heady play there. Smart call in the action to make sure they had a flank, and even if it didn't participate in the fight, it created pressure because the turret was there, and he affected the map. Little things. It's the little things that are going to start mattering here on Icebox between these two. FURIA pushing up mid this round. very far already.
Celsius is alone right now, about to walk out. They're just gonna wait it out now. Responsibility for Sentinels to try to push out towards B main. That turret is gonna sense and see. Nice flick though by NW0. To even up the tally, 4 versus 4. Wingman going for the plant. Deniability from Zekin as he was trying to get some control, but Tense at least is there. Underhand flash once again behind John Cutie's wall. A second one to clear out towards the site. Conan almost found that timing on the top of Kitchen. Pit also went down. Lockdown now activate on the defensive side. But you already see the reposition here from John Cutie. He's not going to be affected by the radius of this lockdown, so he can keep the pit up. A little bit of an error now for FURIA as they're trying to retake the site. Lear now coming through, spams across, just trying to get lucky against John Cutie. He's down to half HP. Well, it's actually util being used instead. That's not looking too good here for FURIA to capitalize on the defuse. Tense gets the pick onto NW0. And the last 2 players falling back. Saucy's swinging out, and there's only going to be Khalil that remains.
That attempt can work so well if you have the right util. Yeah, you're only pushing somebody out so far with the lockdown, but you know almost where the Viper is at that point. Imagine if they had the right mollies, the right utility to then hit that backside of the lockdown where Viper was waiting, right? You're literally hitting everybody in the forehead. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the distance.
I just pointed at my screen.
So that's how you do it.
You have to point at your screen.
I've been looking away.
Got it.
But yeah, FURIA, they're grasping at straws now. It's definitely a tough ult to use. They got to be finding the strategies to give them more advantage here if they're going to be trying to take rounds from Sen.
They're trying to.
Oof, they are. The attempts are there, but so is Zekin.
Sorry, I'm still chuckling at the pointing screen because I think I was trying to call out the NWs. He's there for that trade, but now back with the action though. First blood for Sentinels, reminding once again that they need to win this clean 2-0 against FURIA. And wait what will happen for the rest of the weekend for the other matches coming through here for the VCTs to see if they could qualify or not. Chances not in their favor. At least they could control their destiny here in this series against the defensive side now of FURIA, trailing behind by 4 rounds where NW0 stayed patient the whole time but still gets punished.
What is it about those angles for FURIA? It just seems like the moment they fall asleep at the wheel is when the peak comes through for Sen. One more time again it happens and they are in to be scot-free here. Flawless so far. 3 members of FURIA left.
Ooh, still got the plant before the Hunter's Fury came out.
Yeah, that was very close.
Ended up being wasted, unfortunately, there. You saw a little bit of a head tilt rather from Noswer after not getting any contacts. At least Havoc scores against that lurk of Zelsis. Recon Dart could be very big right now for Noswer to find some information, and a Dizzy as well. There's util being used, forcing now Zekin out of position in front of Yellow. Wall comes up for John Cutie to try to keep him up, but Noswer finally kills him as the wall comes down. Noswer and Havoc fighting right back, and it's John Cutie alone. Wingman just got denied. Elise, it's defused halfway. John Cutie focuses on the diffuser, but it gets picked up by Noswer, and there will be time to defuse. FURIA finally with the round.
They stave off that point. The pressure of all pressures. That's some breathing room, but not very much. A very long road to go here. Get back these 3, take control of the money game, which isn't too far off. They can solidify another one. Sentinel's going to be at a pretty tough spot here. If that's 1,900, we're getting 24 next time, and they'll just be over that 3,500 mark for a lower buy.
You definitely saw there from John Cutie. He thought he had it. Defender was stuck on that spike and it just needed to land that one shot. But FURIA is able to stave this off and stay alive in this game. Round number 20, FURIA now behind by 3 rounds. Again, being corrective. Recon Dart with Lear, but Sentinels now realizing that util are now using their Thrash to clear out towards the A site. Zekin getting forward position as well. Havoc has his own Thrash to work with to allow here FURIA to come back. Here it comes, and there's players just shooting it out. There's that Lear. Whoa, the detain.
Was sick.
On to Tense, but there's still players to hold it back. That second gets 2 kills. Before he falls, but the spike's been planted by the Sentinels. Clear advantage on their end as well. Conan dropping down, delays coming through with the Nanoswarm. Saucy with the forward position just by the Jenny. The Baldy missed, the delay actually did land off the generator onto the spike. Ten's around the corner, stopped by Noswer. Orb coming up, Saucy gets the pick. and no opportunity to get it halfway as Celsius gets the wall bang onto Noswer. Sentinels at serious point.
Bro, Saucy's doing KZ naps with Thrash. He jumps Thrash from Rafters into Nest so nobody can shoot it. And then oh my gosh, that's crazy. I'm sorry, Havoc.
Yeah.
Havoc threw it out. My brain's just melted right now. That was really cool to see. So nobody could shoot it on the top side. Sentinels reacting very well. But man, what a neat way to slip Thrash in there without really having too much fire on it and getting good distance. All right, digress from that. 12-8, still match point for Sentinels. They come out strong there to be able to defend that site. Furia giving just about everything they had. And now it's back to B, and this is a full B. Nobody's going to be rotating towards mid on this one, so Sentinels is throwing the entire family at the site here.
Yeah, and Havoc only has a Sheriff to work with. Was anchoring that solo to start, but actually is able to get a pick off that. It doesn't allow Sentinels to get a wall here to move up. Viper now lost. Now Orb coming up on the defensive side. They're able to delay for a bit. There's that timing to come through. After Orb comes down on the defensive side, Plant now comes down for Sentinels, and TenZ gets 2 picks. Havoc and Lil falls, chasing for more kills. Noswer is there from the spawn to get the pick. Another Hunter's Fury out, finally does get the contact. But no kill there on the Saucy. Finally the third beam will come through. Still a Nano Swarm on the top of that spike. Second one in hand of Celsius. Not even needed as of yet. Noswer to fall, Conan, last player standing, pick to come out. Final kill needed for Sentinels to keep the dream alive. Back to a 1 versus 1 as he runs inside. Oh my God! They're on to Celsius. And will come in for the defuse.
Oh my God, Conan. Absolutely incredible play when the team needs him the most. He staves off the loss of the series and keeps Furia alive. Incredible stuff to spray the box. A super common spot. You'd never think somebody would be hiding there, but that's what they chose. Celsius waiting for the bullets. See it again.
And it was a gamble in that spray too for this last one. We don't see it, but at least he got that pick.
Oh my gosh.
That's actually very big here for Furia as it adds the momentum in their favor. When they're playing at a deficit, what was that, a 2 versus 4? When TenZ was also popping off here, entering towards that B site, and that forces the timeout for Sentinels.
TenZ is 26, 13, and 13. Pulling out the triple-double. Literally 39 and 13 right now all across. That's kind of incredible. And yeah, we see how much trouble he's giving Furia here. But the rounds are still going in favor of Furia. So we get a timeout. Kaplan's going to come in, discuss a little bit of what's going on, and maybe there's too many vibes at the end to close it out, right? We need to kind of structure a bit of what's happening. And I think Furia is doing a very good job of softening up Sentinels when they get to these sites, how they're able to pull a few rounds back in their favor because it's the post plants. As we look at the scoreboard here on our screens, and you'll see it when it comes back up, is that these are diffuses coming in for Furia in the last few rounds. So they're able to route Sentinels, set themselves up for a good protocol retake, and figure out what is the weak spot of Sentinel's defense.
It's also to calm down the situation too, where again, it's been another one of those rounds that Furia actually had to use a Hunter's Fury, so another ultimate being spended so that they could actually win the round in their favor. Previous one was a Thrash moving across. And now here's a chance here for Sentinels after this timeout to have a mixed buy. Lockdown available, they might want to try to use that around those 3 Vandals that they invested in. Zekin also activating Blade Storm to give a rifle in the hands of one of those players with the Sheriff.
They're holding the lockdown for when the retake comes in, so they're going to try to get plant and then just do a long denial. Or do they? Getting super delayed right now. Orb Molly, another one to come through. And now Furia set. This strat does no longer has the timing for Sentinels. It's going to be a firefight.
Everybody's rotated so far for Furia, but as they heard that they cut noise, they thought that Sentinels are going to rotate back here towards A, so look at them dwindle back towards middle. This gives a chance now for Sentinels to plant towards this B site. For a second to move forward. Yeah, he's getting hit by his teammates. Nanostorm as a flash comes through, and Saucy is able to save him. 2 players falling down. Havoc trying to fight right back. And there's an ult command coming out too from TenZ. Not allowing utility to come back now for Furia. Lockdown also put down by Celsius to delay the clock even more. All they need to do is delay so far. Yeah, they're tapping onto that spike, but it's not going to do much. Now you have to reactivate. Recon Dart not available for Nas. We're trying to get it on that top. It will ping too. But John Cuterie's still there on the side of yellow to get that pick. Fragment on the ground. Wingman coming up. Gets denied, and Celsius gets the pick. Sentinels gives himself another chance to appear in a Stage 1 playoffs by defeating FURIA 2-0.
Seeing a bit of that form Sentinels had before and the way they were repositioning a few of these rounds to make sure FURIA couldn't get it. But FURIA as well, still finding those spots where Sentinels is having trouble, collecting post plants, being that team on retake the Sentinels used to be. FURIA was able to figure out how to get into that, or into their head in that way, and get a few rounds. Great job on the pistols. Sentinels as well was able to come back quite early on losing some of those, whether it be a bonus or in the second round. So there's still a lot of good things to look at here for this team, but as we said, it's not really in the hands anymore of Sentinels.
Yeah, they still have to wait in the sidelines to see what's going to happen against NRG and 100 Thieves. They also have to wait in the sidelines to see what's going to happen for the G2 game versus Loud.
Yeah.
Before any chances of the talk of Sentinels moving into the playoffs, but at least the first step has been completed for the Sentinels for this victory. They had to win at a 2-0, and they got it.
And it's spicy to see TENS action again. TENS was popping off today. Both of those maps as well. Zekin was able to bring out the operator when he requested, you know what, I'm feeling an off day, and they were. Everybody was vibing with each other, and we saw that emotion a little bit more from Sen again this time. Zelsis said he had trouble being that 5 merchant again, but if he's not, he said, you know, Zekin's there to help. Somebody else is. The team's picking each other up everywhere, at every corner, and we saw it be a win for this game.
Yeah, definitely. So everybody's trying to pull up the weight here, being role models for each other at the same time, and even Zekin giving that responsibility, taking that responsibility in his own hands as a young fragger and all-star player for the team, and able to do that and uplift the spirits of Zelsis. And you saw the vibes were there. The vibes were across the board, actually, not just Zelsis today. And big smiles coming out from Kaplan in the end, too. When he had that halftime interview with Elizabeth, even walking in, so they wanted to make sure that they have that the complete unit, that we're able to see Sentinels, that type of Sentinels that we saw towards Masters they could do right now. Very nice.
Such a strong matchup. So, looking at what Sentinels have accomplished this time around was actually incredible. Like bringing everybody's level of play up, making sure the region's been on top notch, and we get fights like this at the end where FURIA as well, feeling lax, get to play a little bit of their game, and maybe a little spoiler, but Sentinels, they deny that. They won't let it happen. There's still the fight there in Sen City, and I'm sure the fans are incredibly happy with this.
I still like that we have some life going for FURIA, right? No chances to make it into the playoffs or like 0-4, now 0-5, but no matter what, they played unorthodox composition going out into Icebox, and MWs are had his moments though that he actually popped off here on that arena roll. So if the vibes continue on that, and then they know what they could bring to the table. Remember, they made it very close against Cloud9 as well. They had such a strong Ascent map, so there's still potential that they still have an opportunity to work on during the off season. Well, I guess I'm gonna call it off season for now until they make it here after Shanghai. But without that, it's still a victory here for the Sentinels. And let's toss it down to the stage where Elizabeth is ready for the Horizon post-match interview.
Quality tactics.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I'm here with the Sentinels IGL himself, John Cutie. Really quick question. Can you hear everyone screaming for you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Because it's been non-stop. I see a hi John Cutie Discord. I see so many Sentinels jerseys. How does it feel? How does it feel to be performing on the stage in front of these people in kind of the midst of this turmoil of Sentinels right now?
Feels great. I mean, shout out to them. They always show up strong. We always have the home crowd everywhere we go. So yeah, it feels good. They do definitely like push us to play better, especially when we have a big round, something like that. We hear the crowd, feels us feel good about ourselves. But yeah, shout out to the fans.
Shout out to the fans. You can see all the light sticks out there. Now, my first question for you is that Kaplan said he banned playoff talk. So we're going to ban playoff talk. We're not going to talk about that. I'm going to ask you about the process of banning playoff talk. Do you agree with that decision? Are you just like, no, we should be able to talk about it? Or do you think, hands off, no, we should not talk about it?
I mean, the goal was just to come here and win the game, not really think about playoff, because like, I felt like if we thought about playoff, we would play different. Like people would be like more like, there would be more urgency, which we we don't need right now. We just want to play our game, have fun again, and make sure we get the win, pretty much. Yeah.
I talked to Kaplan during the half, and he said the vibes were kind of goofy in the first map, and then you kind of moved into like a more locked-in position. I've seen uncensored your comms videos, and you have a very kind of like stoic, all right, guys, lock in. What is it like leading a team that, you know, the vibes merchant likes to be goofy, but you have to get serious at some point?
I mean, Jordan is goofy, but he's also like pretty serious.
Just Jordan, nobody else.
I mean, everyone kind of like plays in the role, like bringing everyone up and like make it fun and stuff. I feel like this couple matches, I think we kind of strayed away from the fact of us like having fun. I think there was some pressure. People were a bit tired, and like we forgot like how we got to here, which was pretty much like have fun on stage, crack some jokes, keep going. So yeah, that was pretty much the plan. Like game 1, map 1, kind of goofy vibe. Map 2, lock in, get the 2-0. So yeah.
There's been a lot of talk about what Sentinels need to do. Sentinels need to do this, and you need to do that. Some people say you need to, you know, go home, rest up. You need to change your game plan. You're being told what to do constantly with that. I'm telling you to ignore that. And just in your leadership position as John QT, while this is your rookie year, you are a fantastic rookie, and everyone looks to you as one of the best IGLs in the world. What do you think Sentinels, period, what does Sentinels need to do?
I mean, obviously, we hear the chatter like outside the team and stuff like that, but we don't really pay much attention to it because we are the one that's there all day working on it. So we know our like problems, we know our struggles. Yeah, we'll make sure to take this time off and like kind of reset everything, like strategy-wise, even us individually, get some time off the game, and yeah, bring back the fresh mindset. How we kind of started the
French mindset?
Fresh.
Oh, I was like, we.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, kind of like just bring a fresh mindset. I feel like we kind of strayed away from that, and yeah, just reset everything and start grinding.
We'll start grinding. Well, thank you so much, John QT. Everyone, you've been screaming a lot, but please give for John QT one more time. Now we're gonna head to a break, but stay right there because the vibes merchant himself, Zelsis, is gonna be with us in the post-show.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
Excuse me, would you mind taking a picture of us?
Oh, no problem.
Thanks.
Ooh, yes, problem. You need Verizon. Trade in that old thing and get a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage, so you can take all the pics. So many selfies.
A preposterous amount of panos!
That means panoramic. And as many portraits of me as your heart desires.
How about none?
None, yeah, none feels right.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition and get iPhone 15 Pro on us. Only on Verizon.
Someone's getting his head taken clean off. Util flying dart. Vanish 1v1. Soxy!
Ó, vai passar, dois de lado. Segura o dedo, corner!
Never change it.
All right, everyone, we are back and we're joined by the People's Champion. We got zealous. I wanted to intro him as that today for you. Why not? All right, well, congratulations on the win. It was much needed for you guys, not only for the mental, but it was also needed for the parameters upon which you might qualify for the playoffs. But
I mean, you guys told me there's a chance, so like I'm back to believing. Yay!
He's back, guys. He's back to believing. We believe. All right.
We believe.
Okay, but I do want to ask you though about how this has been, because you guys were at the top of the mountain, right? Riding the high, you had the moment, you lifted the trophy, you came back, all the hype was there, and then it felt like things were falling apart little by little. From your assessment, just knowing the players and everything, where do you think, kind of fell short in that area? Where do you guys feel like you slipped up a bit?
It's hard to pinpoint one thing.
Of course, but it's a variety of issues always.
It was just, it was kind of everything for us. We came back, we had a couple day break, I guess, but we didn't really take a break, individually. We just all kept grinding and playing.
Yeah.
And then we had the stress of John was stuck in Morocco, and then we had to play with Curry for a week in practice, and then there was just a lot of unvariables, and then obviously we didn't have a lot of time to our IGL's gone, right? So we didn't have a lot of time to talk over maps, change things, stuff like that, and everyone's gonna be watching us, and we're the team to be. It was just a collective of a lot of things, and I think we've found out what it means to be at the top, and then all the way back down.
How has that changed the dynamic with you guys within the team?
This last game, our main thing was just having fun, being ourselves, just doing what Sentinels does, laugh, joke, vibe merchant, yay.
Yeah.
But before it was a lot of just all right, stress, scrim, grind, pressure, win, win, win. And now we're kind of just maybe it's good we don't make it, and then we get to breathe a little, but hope again, yay! Hope you!
So you can go first.
No, I wanted to ask. So Kaplan, in an interview, said that he felt like one of the big issues was that you guys were always focusing on doing the next big thing and improving and finding that next level versus just focusing on maintaining form and fixing the issues and the stuff you already have. I kind of wanted to get your take on what you felt like you were focused on. Was the pursuit of perfection too much to kind of build up that pressure?
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. I think, we kind of didn't step back to look at the bigger picture. We were kind of just keep on diving. We weren't really giving ourselves a chance to really think or breathe, whatever the case may be. So I would tend to agree with that. I think it was pretty much what Cap said.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys were nonstop since the off season, so I'm sure if you don't make Shanghai, and this is where my question is going to play in, it will probably be a good feeling because you guys will probably have a week off of not even playing or whatever you want to do. Maybe some players will go on vacation, maybe a team vacation.
Cancun with LeBron.
Right?
Yeah, that's in the cards.
I can fix you.
So I wanted to ask you, let's say, it doesn't go your way and the low % chance of you making it, you have to stay here. Do you think that gives you an advantage going into stage 2 and then into Champions potentially? Because for one, you guys are at the top of the points right now. And also, the meta is going to shift. So you guys, if you don't qualify, you'll actually have a chance to be playing already on the new meta, figuring out what it is. You'll kind of be ahead of the curve. So do you think it's kind of a blessing in disguise that, this may have happened and, you can actually bring it back? So what are your thoughts on that?
As a competitor, it's sucks to say that it would be a blessing for us to get the time to reset and not make it. Obviously, I still want to make it. As a competitor, I'd still make it and then go and grind through it all and be delusional and whatever the case may be. But yeah, it is. We kind of noticed, obviously we had that talk as a team, if we don't make it, how much can we actually do between now and champs and the next split? We have the most points, as you said, but someone made the realization to me that crew now has also 5 points because they went 5-0. So it's they're kind of right there with us. So it's we don't really have a breathing room. So
you don't have as much of a breathing room as you thought.
Yeah. There's not that big of a pillow, I guess, to the safety net. But yeah, it would definitely be a blessing, logically speaking, if we don't make it to reset. But as a competitor, it sucks.
Yeah, I know. You want to make every event, make the golden run.
Yeah.
What Fnatic couldn't do. Yeah.
To reflect.
I love Fnatic. Listen, I want to apologize to Fnatic.
Baby
I love every team. I've been ragging on them.
Hey, they made playoffs.
Yeah.
Did they?
They did.
They did? Nice.
You can make
Fnatic,
playoffs,
let's
too.
go.
Hey.
Number one Boaster fan.
Number one Boaster fan. Yeah.
I want to ask you to reflect now, going from winning Masters Madrid, playing all 5 weeks. What do you think the biggest thing that Sentinels as a team learned from that grind, from that journey, to apply to the rest of your season?
And to also, what did you learn as an individual during all this? As well?
As a team, I guess we learned, because we still have like that brotherhood within the team. So you know how like brothers, like, you know, kind of like
They argue.
We'll leave it to like
In a fun way.
You know, like
In a fun way.
you know, like
I argue with my brother all the time.
I don't know what I could say like on stream, but you know how brothers do. So like we're learned that like we kind of are just dealing with each other to like that intensity. So I guess we learned that, and then as an individual, I mean, I'm just trying to learn to like just back up again and look at like the bigger picture. I think
Like be okay with things.
Yeah. Like I think I was trying to like, for me as an individual, I was trying to like force like trying to give 110% and like not really give myself a break or a breather, like, and just kind of like continue to like do continuous jobs within the team to like help and stuff like that. And I think it was just kind of like wearing on me, and then also kind of like creating like not an animosity in the team, but it's just kind of like, you know, it's
very easy.
You're just running into a wall.
It's very easy to stretch yourself thin when you're in that position. I can completely
It also like
relate to
shows
that.
today when you guys have some of that pressure off and can have fun again, right? And let loose a little bit. It helps you play up to a different level.
Yeah, we get to laughing again and
hey,
do what we do best.
laughing's always good. All right, well, we do got a Twitch chat question from Crypto TMX, and they says, what's one thing that you as a team do post-match together? So you just won. What's the team going to do today?
I mean, I guess it depends. Like usually we'll go and get like food and just chill, talk, you know.
Do you talk about the game afterwards, or do you try and like separate time? We're like, we're going to talk about work now, and now we're going to ask how about feelings.
There are some days we talk about the game, and then we try not to because, you know, sometimes it's like, especially if we lose. I mean, you know, if you lose, it's like you're a little down, a little sad, whatever. But yeah, we try to like separate them and like really just create like a friendship, because it's, you know, we're humans at the end of the day, so it's more than just like playing. But so I guess like we eat, or if there's like a big thing we're like trying to get. Or we like me, John, and Zach love basketball. So, like we're all like trying to like watch basketball together or watch.
Shout out to my Knicks.
Matches.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Shout out to Jalen Brunson.
Let them know.
But yeah, so we're just trying to like find like just a bunch of things that like each person likes to do, and just like do that with them, or like do random things together.
Who's the best basketball player?
Probably Zach. If Zach was 6'5", he'd be on the Lakers. And
he can ball, huh? He can ball.
Yeah.
That actually goes hard. All right.
The new improved Austin Reeves.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the Alpha and Omega standings, see where we are right now after Sentinels picked up that win here today. So, you know, still, it's okay. You're down there, but remember, Poppy, there's a chance, okay?
We can do this.
There's still a chance. We can see how this all kind of shakes up. Obviously, we have some more matches for you all tomorrow. It feels a little weird because it's our one match day today.
Yeah.
We have a weekend of 2 match days. So it's going to be quite a bit.
I mean, what's ridiculous about it is that with this win, you've now brought the round differential to G2 within 13. So if Energy get O2'd, and then G2 get O2'd and don't win more than 13 rounds, it's technically possible. The hope is still alive.
The hopium. The hopium.
We got to invest into some hopium stocks. All right, well, there you can see the schedule for tomorrow. You got NRG versus 100 Thieves to open up the show. And then Crew takes on Leviathan in what is surely going to be a banger. Any prediction on that Crew Leviathan game?
By the Sentinels bundle.
Okay, well, that's as great of a prediction as you're going to get from Zelsis there. All right, brother, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. That's going to do it for us here today. But don't worry, as we said before, we got plenty more Valorant coming at you this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. You don't want to go anywhere because we have 4 excellent matches. They're going to be on the horizon. We'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Peace.
Enjoy stressfully watching the game.
Wait a minute. Gonna be close. Hands.
is close. He falls back, but there's really no time in the end. Easy kill for John Cutie as Sentinels come out strong in the first half.
I'm actually Thanos right now. I'm like spray transferring people. That's my guy.
Final kill needed for Sentinels to keep the dream alive. And back to a 1 versus 1 as he runs inside. Oh my God! There are the Celtics. Wingman coming up. Gets the knock.